Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the In Fact Blessing the Airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and soul with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
Biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the SBTV Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the biggest show in the world. Today is Saturday, February 11th. I'm the Dream. I'm in the house with the return of the total annihilation coming off of his humongous Super Bowl victory. Dr. Dan, welcome back to the show. What's going on, brother?
I'm going to Disney World, Dream. I'm going to Disney World.
Yes, Stan, congratulations to you. And you know what? Dream and I watched the game together, and I'm sure I would have liked to see the look on your face, because I'm sure it was the same as our faces during the game when it was 28-3.
You know, my wife was sitting there, and she obviously knew what was riding on this game as well. So she's looking at me, and I'm trying to maintain the external cool, like, we got this. It's fine. This happens all the time. I'm like, you know, don't worry. We'll be all good. We get to the third quarter, and she's like, I don't think it looks too good.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. But no, it was definitely a day to remember. And I'll be leaving for Disney World in 20 days, be gone for 10 days.
Good for you.
So thank you to the New England Patriots for helping finance my trip.
Oh, that's great, Dan. Well, you know what? I'm happy to hear it.
That's definitely what's up. The Patriots obviously came through, won that game in an impressive fashion. They put you through a big scare. Dude, speaking of scares, I'll never forget, you know, it's funny to talk about that game. I had Denver, the year Denver played Seattle, I had Denver for like, forget it. I don't even know what the number was. Something ridiculous. Because I ironically had won a whole bunch that season. And it tried to just put it all back down in the Super Bowl and got murdered. And it happened like right out of the gate. So I was like out of it, like almost like the Patriots almost, where it just was bad. But except the only thing with Denver, I knew they weren't coming back.
You know, I mean, honestly, at the point where, because of the way it started, I was like, you just start drinking, and then it's like, it turns from that, like, kind of like melancholy drinking, like, wow, I just lost 2 G's, to like, wait, this is actually possible. I mean, 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. I can't remember what the percentage is on the 2-point conversion, but I mean, I know you guys have probably been talking about it all week, but that might have been the greatest overall game that I've ever seen in any sport, maybe ever.
Oh, definitely. And you know what? Thank you to Fast Eddie Dream. I don't know if you just saw what he just sent.
Well,
That's great size right there.
What I'm checking out, first of all, I'm trying to figure out if they're the same girl, because I don't think they are, but the one with the tree.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
The one with the tree is bananas.
Dude, right. He got it back to back. He got it dead right today.
I'm just trying to figure out if it's the same. I don't think it's. Do you think it's the same girl?
No.
I think, no, you could tell because, no, I think it is. She got them same muscles on them thighs. She break you in half.
Oh, dude, that is sexy as hell, man. Thank you very much for sending that to us. And
that
you know
just
what?
show you, though, the amazing ability of a camera angle in photos, and especially because I'm dating
Photoshop,
now and stuff.
airbrushing, everything.
So I cannot begin to tell you the tricks.
Oh, yeah.
The tricks that chicks play with pictures. It's just.
I don't know if you could really mess with this one, though, Dream. This one looks dead right.
No, but I'm just saying, I like the tree one a lot better than I like the, like a lot better. Like the tree one to me is like bananas, and then the other one is like okay.
Oh, come on, okay,
No,
please.
I'm telling you, I like the tree one. Like I would never even look at the other one. I look at the tree one.
You know what? After the show, brother, I am actually going to retweet that one because that one is off the meter. So, Fast Eddie, thank you very much for selecting those photos to send to the biggest show in the world. And you know what? Well, you know, it's all been sunshine and rainbows here in the first 10 minutes of the show, but I'm sure that the SBTV Nation is feeling a little Oakley-ish today after the Dream wanted to give our fans, our loyal, awesome fans, the New York Knickerbockers yesterday. Dream, really? Son, what is that all about?
I struggled giving it out. Hey, Carmelo went out and got 35 for you last night. All right.
Well,
we
gave up
couldn't
90
ask for
on
more out of
defense.
Carmelo. I could ask more. I could have asked him to get 50. But I'm just saying, he went out and did it last night. Listen, the Dream does get him wrong sometimes. Last night was definitely a bad one. I just felt that I felt the Knicks could get a win. It wasn't really as much about the Knicks as it was about Denver and Denver not being a good team. The Knicks did not want to play defense last night. You know, you got a great effort out of Carmelo Anthony, but you didn't get a great effort out of the rest of the supporting cast around him. I thought this team would be up for it, max effort in the Garden, and hey, it just did not come to fruition. Denver Nuggets also shot 50% from the three-point line, which
Crazy.
You know, yeah, thank you, Dan. Yeah, you're right.
Well, you know what? If
I
you don't
mean,
got a hand in their face, then it makes it pretty easy to shoot threes, Dream.
So Dream, I think the way you make it up is by giving out the opposing team's team total over for every game against the Knicks this year.
Yeah, right.
There you go. And you know what?
I mean, they don't want to play defense at all.
My man Martin had it the best here. As he said, quote, unquote, I gave you Mercer Madness, and you're giving me the Knicks. Really? Hashtag free Oakley.
Hey, I'm just happy I wasn't on yesterday to give out Monmouth minus the 9. So.
Oh, well, Monmouth I did give out, but on the money line. So, you know.
What was that, a -4?
Well, it was a start to a marathon play, which we're going to get into today with college hoop. So, it's all good. Dan, what's your thoughts on Charles Oakley? Dream went to high school with him, right?
I love me some Charles Oakley. Okay, I mean, being in my my early 30s, obviously growing up, those were my Knicks teams. Those were the teams that I sat around watching with my old man. Sipping on his beers while we watched. I love the Oak man. I hate James Dolan. To me, I think that if Charles Oakley had knocked his ass out in the Garden and that case is tried in New York City, he's exonerated. Like, no jury's going to convict him because of the hatred for James Dolan. I feel bad for if he does have problems going on or issues or whatever. I don't know. You don't really know, but James Dolan's a punk, and let's just face it, he's a punk.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Dream. You know what? I'm with you, Dream. After hearing what you had to say about Oakley yesterday, you can't act like a clown. You got to kind of just keep your composure.
But you know what? But you can only be provoked so much too, and I understand. I understand because he is one of the greats, and Dolan's always had an issue because Dolan, remember, is super critical of anybody who's critical of the Knicks and the moves they make that has a voice. And I feel like it all started with Oakley being like, this team stinks, like the owner stinks. He's 100% right. So, the communist pinko James Dolan, who the only reason he doesn't get the crap kicked out of him is because he's a billionaire with a bunch of security around him. He's the kid in the playground that talks a bunch of trash but can pay the bigger kids off, so he doesn't get beat up. In my opinion, Oakley has been 100% right with his comments over the years, and James Dolan just can't take it.
Oakley's right, and here's where I come in at, and this is what I talk about. Dan, Oakley's 54 years old. Okay,
I know.
to be going at a game. First of all, I don't know what kind of money Oakley's got left or what his net worth is worth, but I'm gonna just assume that he's got at least $1 million somewhere. My thing is, dude, you're gonna go to a game, you're gonna have security, throw you on the ground, handcuff you, take you to a nasty New York lockup. Has got to be probably one of the nastiest lockups in the country. Okay,
by the way,
New York
Charles
City's
Oakley
lockups
is worth
is disgusting.
$52 million.
Would you say?
Charles Oakley's current net worth is $52 million.
Yeah, so there you go. So now my thing is, dude, why would you do that? Don't bother. All right, they want you out, gentlemanly leave, and then tear them up in the media, on the radio, through Twitter, through every avenue. But I'm not subjecting myself to having some guys cuff me, throw me on the ground, throw me in a New York lockup. And I mean, I'm not on national TV at that, watching me at the Garden. That's how everybody, all my fans, New York, everybody's going to see probably my last appearance at the Garden. In that respect, I'm not going out like that.
Well, it is his last
Fair
appearance
enough.
because he got banned from MSG, brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Dolan
It's
said
his
he
last
hoped
appearance
it
unless
wasn't for
Dolan
life.
sells the team.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I
But-
hope it's not for life. But here's the other thing. I mean, if you're Charles Oakley, you probably ain't concerned about the lockup because that dude's still like, 6'8", 300. So I don't think he's.
No, I'm
concerned
just talking about the
lockup.
No. I'm not worried about getting beat. No. I can't tell you how nasty. Okay.
Oh, I'm sure. But here's the other thing.
Cats
Jim, the thing you
don't
gotta think
sink,
about.
puking in the corner, cats crapping on
I'm
themselves.
with you.
I mean,
I'm
it
with
is
you
one
that
of the.
it's
Ugh.
I think there's another piece to this too, is that when you get super rich and he's got 50 mil in the bank, you are not used to being told what to do.
This is true.
So I think
Oh,
the
this
billionaire
definitely true. Definitely true. And I think a lot of that really has to do with what he did. Because of that is probably why he carried himself in that respect. Because the average person, like I said, me and Hat even talked about it. If I go to a game, they want to throw me out of the game. I get up, I walk out of the game, and I talk crap afterwards.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I'm not letting them, put their hands on me. I'm not letting them take me to the ground. I'm not letting them put handcuffs on me, especially at age 54. Like Hat, so he's probably got grandchildren watching. You're like, hey, look, Pop-Pop's on TV.
Well, Dream, you know what? Please don't bring any March sadness today because you know what? We're getting ready to get into college basketball.
Hat is going hand. Now, see, this is my thing with Hat, though, right? I have gone very easy on a couple of Hat spots. He is going ham on me this morning.
Well, you know what? Because I was dumb enough to put a light play on the Knickerbockers yesterday.
Yeah,
so
but
I've been on like a really
was right.
good streak.
Listen, stop. The spot was right.
What he
The
really
Knicks
means
were
is it
home,
wasn't a
3-game
right play.
slide. They had some controversy going on. A bad team coming in. Come on, say what you want. I mean, I know it's on paper, but still, the Knicks are more talented than the Denver Nuggets. I'm sorry. They just are. But I get that they just, I don't know, just stink now.
Yeah, they do. Amongst all
but
the
the Knicks
controversy.
are like if you took a super talented person and then like fueled them up with like a bunch of dope, or like meth, and then
Good
put them out
analogy.
there. It's just
Yeah,
so
right.
dysfunctional.
Yeah, definitely. So
Hey, did we ever find out? I want to switch to football again. Did we ever find out what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers?
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, seriously, I have never, that game, I know it happened. We kind of talked about it a little bit and then moved forward, and it was all about the Patriots, in the Super Bowl and winning. But, dude, did we ever get a clear explanation other than just losing the game? What the hell happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers in their game against the New England Patriots? Some games we just forget about immediately. That game still bothers me because, and I mentioned this to Hat during the Atlanta game, when I saw the success that Atlanta's front four was having against the New England Patriots, I said to him, I don't understand why Pittsburgh didn't have the same type of success.
It's Tomlin. It's Tomlin.
Good point.
And not only that, and the overall play calling, and like this is coming from Pittsburgh fans, It's like there was a joke, and I think it was Rainmaker that threw it out there. It's like a picture of Mike Tomlin. It's like, hey, zone defense ain't working. Let's play zone defense some more. So
Right.
It's like they didn't switch up the defense. They got behind big. They're off. You're right. The offensive line. There's no excuse for the way they played in that game.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? It goes back to the way they played on the road before the 7-game winning streak, Dream. I mean, they were just terrible on the road, and it just seemed like once they got down, they were like, hey, this is New England Patriots, and we're just not going to win this game.
Right.
Well, and Antonio Brown got completely shut down, and Le'Veon Bell, like you said the other week, Dream, gone in the first quarter. So
Everybody's waiting for the Dreams 5-star play today.
Pat,
That's what
back
Rick
up.
Lopez
Stop. Because see, everybody
okay. They had to be throwing out
everybody
William
could
and
joke
Mary
at the dream, but when the dream comes back, that's when it's all right, Dream, enough. We had enough now, please.
Hey, Dream.
Calm it down.
Hey, Dream, make America great again, brother. All right. So anyway, let's move on.
Dizzle, have you been hampered by the ban that is now on as you? I don't know. Trump is not letting white people fly in America. I think that's what he just said.
I don't know. I have a beard, so they stopped me at the airport for like 7 hours. They were like, "You got a beard, man. I don't know. We just got to pull your ass over here."
That's who Hat is supporting.
Yeah.
I know. Hat was standing out there with the rubber glove, like, "Yo, you need me to do the search?"
You guys
Got a
just
beard.
watch. You guys just watch too much fake news, man.
Donald Trump wants to put the
my
whole
God.
country on national lockdown, but he said that he would give a couple of bucks to small businesses. Hats all in.
Yeah.
Let's just put it this way. I'm normally a cold-hearted libertarian, and my wife looked at me the other day. She's like, "If you're feeling bad for these people, that's like 90% of the people out there feeling bad for these people."
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's a lot of stuff, and there's definitely a lot of dishonest media. You guys got to admit that at least.
I'm
Kid
not
Rock,
disagreeing
you're the
with
only
that
one
on
with
both
dishonest media because you don't know the facts.
I finally figured out the only
Wow.
reason that Betsy DeVos became the education secretary was to make Kellyanne Conway look smart.
Yeah.
Hat with the dishonest media. He watched 15 seconds of a Trump interview and thinks that he knows the whole ins and outs. Kid Rocks with the dishonest media.
Fake news, Dream. Fake
Oh, my
news.
God.
All right.
You're fake news, Hat.
Let's get into it. We got a plethora of college basketball. Kicks off at 12 o'clock
Fake-
today. Everybody knows what's going on.
Yes.
Unless you guys got anything else on the political
fake
agenda.
winning plays.
No, basketball, just basketball, all basketball.
All right. Let's get right
I heard
into it.
Trump can dunk, though.
What's that?
I said I heard Trump can dunk.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's get right into it, guys, and have a conversation
Been
about
talking
what's
back and
going
forth
on.
on Twitter, though, through DMs, by the way.
What's that?
You and Trump and going back and forth on DMs, you're asking him how to properly obtain a permit.
Yes, exactly.
Filthy permit.
Wait till he makes sports gambling legal. Then I think you guys will change your stance on him.
Come on, you can't look. We all want that. We all want sports gambling legal. I will not change. I look, and you're talking to someone that hated Hillary Clinton too. I will not change my stance on someone that has the IQ of a jar of freaking mayonnaise. Okay,
Trump will make sports
That's the
gambling
problem.
legal, but he won't let anybody over the age of 21 be able to do it.
Or you'll all have to put in bets through the White House.
All right. Yeah, everybody thinks Trump's so dumb, but he's got more money than probably everybody
He
that's
inherited it.
He did not inherit all his money.
inherited
Dream.
it. Excuse me?
I'm not saying he wasn't a good businessman at one point. That's not what I'm saying. But look, we Dream said this months ago and weeks ago. You can't just be like trolling people as the president. You just don't do it. You let someone else do it, and then you come in and you act all political. You
Trump
don't
is
just,
like a Twitter
flip out at
capper,
people.
a bad Twitter capper from New Jersey.
Trump is Vegas Dave.
from the Oval Office, Donald Trump Twitter trolling cats. Matter of fact, I'm surprised he didn't hit me up yesterday and say, "Dream, your Nick play was terrible."
Yeah.
Trump has that failed mission in Yemen, and he goes, "Look, guys, the odds were like 4-1, so I thought I felt pretty good with the money line there, you know."
You got my Trump package for sale today.
Oh,
All
it's
right.
really minuscule. You need tweezers.
All right, let's get right into it. We are on the cusp of college basketball starting at 12 o'clock. We got a lot of teams going on. Do you think that it's going to be the upset day that it's been? Or do you think that the ranked teams are going to show their colors here and make it work, Dream?
Well, first of all, I think you got a lot of ranked teams that are at home today. So you're going to probably see a little better appearance from your ranked teams in their house with the comfort of their own house. The issue that you have to worry about today, as far as I'm concerned, would definitely be the point spreads. So as we always preach on this program, manipulation of these point spreads to me is going to be key today. I don't really like teasers in basketball. However, if you're going to tease, I'm sorry, and I know it's a little bit expensive, you're going to have to get into the 10-point range with teasers for them to be successful. Other than that, I think the money line is the way to go, but the 10-point teaser to me is the most attractive teaser if you're going to tease basketball, and you're going to have like a minimum of 4 teams if you want even money.
All right.
And buy your hooks. Always be buying your hooks.
Buy your hooks. All right, so where do you guys want to Dream? I'm going to let you kick it right off.
Okay.
Where do you want to go?
All right, the first place I'm going to go is slightly high profile, but I like this particular spot today. First of all, you're talking about a Miami team that is 6-5 on the road. I don't like what they do on the road. You're talking about a Louisville team that is 7-4 at home amidst a bad loss. So I got them coming back today, and I got them showing up against Miami. What do you got? Do you got the spreads pulled up?
Miami is, let me take a look here. Louisville is minus 10.5 today, brother.
All right. Louisville, who lost to Virginia 71 to 55, is minus 10.5. Once again, I do like Louisville in this situation. I do think they'll cover the spread. However, I definitely recommend go in and manipulate this line at least by 4 points. At least by 4 points. You can manipulate it a little bit more if you want. The other thing that's going on with this game is the junior point guard, Snyder, is going to be back Saturday against this Miami team. He was out the last 6 games with a hip injury, and he's going to be back in the game as well. So Louisville will be at full strength as far as they're concerned. I like Louisville to win this game and get their season back on track, especially coming off of that loss against Virginia.
Dan, any thoughts on that game?
Oh man, that's a tough one, and I think Louisville wins 10.5.
Yeah.
After the way that they've played.
I know.
I'm going to stay away from it. Like I said, I think you're right. I think if you get 4 or 5 points off it, but I would even be nervous about that because what's happening, guys, and I've been watching a ton of college hoop, and I'm sure you guys have too, is like, it's either going to be a blowout where Louisville wins huge, or Miami's going to hang around and you're going to get into the foul line and everything like that. I think you got to get it down to 4 points if you're going to play it at all.
All right.
And don't be afraid, because this is part of a 10-point tease for me. I know you guys don't maybe like that, but this is what I'm doing. Once again, it's part of a 10-point tease, so I'm going to have Louisville at a pick 'em.
I think today's card actually. Normally, I don't like the tease like you guys, but I think today's card leads. If you can get some good money on a 10-point, 3-team tease, I think it's a good day for that.
Sure.
Well, Louisville is definitely at full strength, especially that they had a couple players suspended last week.
Right.
So, you know what, for skipping curfew.
Mattyang is huge coming back.
Okay. All right, so we'll take a look at that.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on here, guys. Dan, where are you at?
So I'm going to go with a rising team and a falling team. It's an early game, and I know a lot of people, I'm going to get heat for this. I'm calling it already. I like Pitt +1 at home today against Q's. Pitt is on a horrible losing streak. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, brutal.
They've looked bad. But look at who they played, okay? The losing streak started at Syracuse, at Louisville, Miami, NC State, Louisville, Clemson, North Carolina, and Duke.
Yep.
And Duke and North Carolina are on the road. And they lost by 2 to North Carolina. They lost by 8 to Duke. I really think Pitt comes back, and I think they get a win today. And at +1, I like it. I'm going to ride it. I think you're going to sweat it, but I think Pitt wins.
Pitt wins today. Wow. Yeah, they definitely have been sliding. I mean, we've been talking about them for probably about 2 weeks now, Dan. That they've just been stinking it up, man. But you know what? They are home.
You got to get a win eventually, right?
You got to win at some point here. I mean, they are. Dream, what's your thoughts here?
Tough call. Only reason because Syracuse stinks too. And Pitt is 2-9 at home. Syracuse has had a little bit of success on the road as they are 8-4 on the road. So, I don't like this game. Generally, I would agree with you. Pitt to the point where they need to get a win. The only thing is Syracuse is in no position to give up easy wins to teams that they can possibly beat. And I would say that Pitt is a team that Syracuse can possibly beat. So they need to go in there and show themselves, because Syracuse is kind of teeter-tottering on trying to get themselves in this tournament. They need a couple of solid wins to get in the tournament, in my opinion. This would be a good one to put on the resume on the road in Pitt to get them in, of course, with their reputation in Boeheim at the helm. I mean, they're going to exit very quick. They're not going to make any noise because they're not a good team, but they're borderline right now. So this game's very scary for me from that standpoint.
All right.
Sorry, Pitt's 2-9 in conference. They're 9-4 at home.
I'm sorry. You're right.
So,
Dan, sorry about that.
But that conference is tough. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely hearing you. I think it's going to be a Pepto-Bismol game. But
no doubt.
It'll pull it out.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good, guys. Well, I'm going to go over to a game that
Ivy League.
I've been looking at the SEC a little bit. And I've been looking at this team, the Florida Gators. You know what? When you look at their body of work over the last 5 games, guys, they have been winning these games by massive amounts of points.
With the exception of losing to Villanova, to Vanderbilt, which was the worst loss ever.
Yeah, it was, but that was a while ago, Dream.
I know.
You know, now they've won their last 5 contests by an average of 28 points. And they have 3 30-point wins in that stretch. This Texas A&M team is not that great, especially on the road here. I am going to take the Florida Gators, and I'm actually going to get it down to under 10 points. I think they win by 10 or more, and I feel comfortable at like a 9.5. Have you been watching the Florida Gators, Dream?
I have been watching the Gators as I had them in the game that they played Vanderbilt, which is why I'm so salty with them. I did come back and win with them. I've won with them quite a bit, but that one game did have me a little bit salty about them. And I don't know what happened to their point guard play that game, but that was the issue. They've got that. I think his name is Kevon Allen, I believe his name is. He's their guard. He's dope. Okay, I mean, averaging 13.3 games or somewhere around that a game. I think that's the numbers. I don't have it up. I should let me pull it up while we're talking about it, because I got my other stuff on the board right now. But this team, they've got a good guard. They've got good guard play. There's something about their interior defense that slightly lacks for me, but I definitely agree with you. They should be able to handle Texas A&M solidly. The only issue I have with them is that when they lost to Vanderbilt, it was on a Saturday. You know how I am with my Saturday plays. I'm almost getting a little bit superstitious with Saturday, but I think if you add this to the 10-point tees, like I'm talking about, get them in with Louisville, get rid of their points, get them off of that 12 mark, I think you're definitely going to be positive with them.
Well, it's a very similar picture here, considering the fact that it's an SEC opponent.
I know. That's what got me a little bit.
Vanderbilt was in Florida, and Vanderbilt was an 11.5-point underdog and won the game by 2.
And don't forget, Tyler Davis for Texas A&M, the center, the big man down low. He's a phenom this year, playing very well down. They got a great post game, great rebounding, and I think that one of Florida's weaknesses is interior defense down in the post. So Texas A&M should be able to exploit that to an extent.
All right. I'm feeling Florida.
I think if we're sitting here talking about it, that their coach is not going to be having it today. Like if they get off slow or anything like that. That's why I think I'm going to tail you on that hat, because I think it does remind you of that Vanderbilt game. I just don't think it happens twice to that team.
No, and I think they'll have that on their brain. Believe me.
Kind of there with you guys. I think I'm going to add it with my tees, but definitely, yeah. I know. I hear you. Good. Very good point. Good game to pick out.
All right, sounds good. Dream, I'm going to go back to you while I look at Fast Eddie's photos again.
Check out Fast Eddie's photos.
What you got?
All right, here am I'm going to go. I want to try to stay away from road teams, but I'm just going to throw this one out here for you guys to take a look. It is a 2 o'clock start, and it's Kansas going up against Texas Tech. I know a lot of people are salty with Kansas about what they did, I think 2 games ago, but they're going in against Texas Tech. I've watched this Texas Tech team play. I have not been impressed with Texas Tech at all this season. I know that they're 16-8 as far as their overall record. Keenan Evans has been playing great at the guard spot. He's averaging about 14.4 points a game. This team, though, doesn't do it for me. I think that Kansas' style of gameplay is with their point guard play. Mason should be able to get all types of dribble penetration. I expect the Texas Tech defense to collapse. They'll be able to kick out. There'll be free shots at the three-point line. They'll be able to get their post game going. They'll be able to get every aspect of what they want to do together. They're also on the road. They've got to get some good road wins under their belt. They are 21-3. I like Kansas to win this game. The Lions, Kansas only minus 4.5. Don't put this with your other spots. I like Kansas to win this game and win by the spread.
Dan, what's your thoughts there?
Kansas always seems to burn me, so I have a little bit of a thing with them. But this Texas Tech team is pretty decent at home. That's my only concern, and they seem to play big against big teams. I agree with you, Dream. They should probably wax them. I'm just not feeling it myself, but I see where you're going with it.
Okay.
All right, sounds good, guys. I think Kansas had a better team last year than they do this year.
No, I won't say better. They just better in different aspects of their gameplay. I think the guard play is better this year, personally.
You think so?
I do. The other thing to keep watch on, well, it's at the same time, because I was going to say, keep a watch on what happens with Baylor, but it is at the same, both games are going off at the same time, so you're not going to, Kansas won't be looking at Baylor.
All right. I have no interest in that game. I don't like road teams in college.
Yeah, I agree with you. I know. And
I hate it.
This is an off to the side spot just for if you want to get a straight play in, because I don't want to add this to the teaser.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, you're going to hate where I'm going next then.
Oh, what, you're going with a road team?
Of course, and it's going to be a waxing.
It's going to be a total annihilation.
Total waxing.
I got to go with a 230 spot, and I'm going with Villanova. And
Villanova.
even though I think it's going to be a waxing, it's
All right.
-4.5 at Xavier right now.
Okay.
I'll still buy the hook because I always do. I'll get it down to 4. I'm just not seeing this line. Last time Villanova played Xavier, they beat him by 25 points, and I understand that was at home. But this Villanova team, I just don't. I mean, I just think that I think they annihilate Xavier.
Really?
There it is. Oh yeah.
So you don't think that this one would be competitive for a little while at least?
Look, some of these games. What was the game? It was when Louisville had 2 players suspended, right? And they were playing UVA, and you were like, "Wait, Louisville's up a point in halftime?" And then what happened? UVA went on like a 20-4 run coming into the second half. Anything's possible, but I actually think that loss at Marquette, what was that, like a week and a half ago or whatever, was good to get them fired back up. I think they looked lackadaisical in that game, and I just think that I watched that last Villanova Xavier game. I can't see home court being a difference in 21 points. I just can't see it.
Got it. All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that.
The battle of the dope guards. This is a complete guard play game right here. You're talking about Josh Hart up against Trevin Bouillet for Xavier. Both guards are really dynamic. You're talking about some great passing, dribble penetration, transition basketball. Both teams very, very much remind me of each other, with the exception of Villanova is definitely the polished, better machine as far as I'm concerned. This is going to be a great game in my opinion. I don't want to get involved with this game because of what Hat says, the road team issues. I do think Villanova's defending champions. Jay Wright will definitely have a squad ready and prepared for this game. However, this Xavier team is very, very pesty, and they will not go away. If Villanova gets out to a 10, 15-point lead, this game is not over because Xavier will not give up, especially in their house. And this game, I think, over the years has kind of turned into a small bit of a rivalry as well. This has been a great matchup game over the years. I remember this game last year with Xavier being able to sneak one at Villanova. So, it's going to be an interesting game, a great game to watch. I'm definitely DVRing it because I want to check this game out. Definitely some scouting spots, especially moving forward in the rest of this season. But it's going to be a good game, Dan.
All right. Sounds good.
And I think that Villanova will get the game. I agree with you that Villanova wins.
All right.
No, and I'm with you. I think these are some of the better guards, top 5 guards, I think, on both teams in the country, which is why if you are, getting ready for the tournament, watch these teams because you always got to have good guard play in the tournament.
All right. So I got just a little 1-2 punch here, guys. First things first, my man, because he sent me such a great photo, I got to plug what he's looking at. He's thinking that Yale beats Harvard today. And I could see that happening. So we'll have to have that conversation a little bit later on once we see who everybody's playing, as far as the starting lineups are concerned. You know what, Dream, Yale may very well beat Harvard today. But that's not one of my favorite games. One of my favorite games today is the Maryland Terps, who have come off 2 consecutive losses now. They've been well rested. They haven't played since Tuesday. And they got The Ohio State University coming in. Big Ten matchup. I like Maryland to win the game, and that is going to be part 3, because I had Monmouth last night in my moneyline parlay. What's your thoughts on your boy in Maryland, Dream?
Yeah, Maryland was on my list. It's also on my radar. I've been up and down with this Maryland team, and big shouts out to Irvin because Irvin's really in touch with this Maryland team. The thing is, this Ohio State team, kid, terrible.
Yeah, but they're pesky, though.
Ohio State, terrible. Are pesky, but Maryland's got the guard in Melo Trimble. We talk about college basketball and the dominance of guard play in college basketball. Maryland's got the dynamic guard in Trimble. He has the whole package. This Maryland team in a lot of situations this season is showing up to be, what we expect. They've got a lot of experience under their belt as well. Some of this team played last year. I think they fell, really short last year. I expect them to rebound. They're looking for a better go at it this year, especially as far as the tournament is concerned. This is a good game today, a good game at home. Yeah. A good statement game for them. Coming out party maybe for Melo Trimble. I mean, we already know this guy's dope. So, I mean, he's good. He's a good guard, especially for college basketball. Great prototypical college basketball guard. Like to see him facilitate and get a little bit more of his teammates involved in the games. I think that Maryland wins this game. The spread number is tricky. What do you got, 7.5?
7.5, brother.
Spread number is tricky.
Find I think. At 7.
Go ahead, Dan. What'd you say?
I was saying you can find it at 7. I'm with you guys on Maryland. The only problem is Maryland sometimes doesn't like playing defense.
Okay.
And that scares you. I mean, they've been in some high scoring games. I actually like the over in this game, the over 140.
Okay.
I think gets up there, but you're right. Ohio State can be. Are you taking the 7 points hat?
I am going to put them in a money line parlay.
Okay. I think that's fine. I don't see them losing.
Yeah. All right. So that's where I'm at. So do you guys have any other games? I'm not really seeing anything else that I'm really in love with, to be honest with you. But I'll kick it over to Dream, see if you have anything.
Well, I got some stuff, and I do have some late-night stuff, and you know me, I'm kind of embedded in the pack. I got a love affair with the pack. I got 3-pack plays.
All right.
Guys, I absolutely love the Utah Utes. They got Washington coming in tonight. Utah is -12. It's part of my 10-point teaser package. I've talked about Utah for much of the season talked about the Pac-12 much of the season. I haven't really talked about this Utah team a lot, but we have talked about Arizona, USC, and UCLA. Utah's got a great forward. I don't know his last name. I'm sorry. I should go look it up. I'm going to give this to you quick because we're probably getting ready to wrap things up around here. I do like Utah against Washington. I don't think this game needs a bunch of breakdown as far as that's concerned. Utah at home. This Washington team's coming in 2-10 against the Pack. I'm not that impressed with what Washington is giving me. It's a great game for Utah. Utah's got a little momentum coming in this game. It's a 4:30 Eastern Standard start. I like Utah today, and I also have 2 other Pac-12 teams, but let's move it over to Dr. Dan and see what he has as well, and maybe his thoughts on Utah.
Yeah, I hear you about watching the Pac, but I actually haven't seen a ton of Utah, so I'll defer to you on that one. Okay. I got kind of a smaller game, but a team that everybody knows because of its illustrious former coach, Shaka Smart. I got VCU today, guys. They're at home against Davidson.
Okay.
It's a 7-point spread. Davidson coming into this game 12-10. VCU 19-5. And I don't remember the last time they lost, and they've been winning some games pretty big. I think VCU coming off that crazy win at George Washington on the road gets a pretty big win here today. I just think that they have a better talent level than Davidson. Coming home after 2 road games, again, you know how I feel. It's a prime time game, right? 8 p.m.
Yes.
So I think they'll be lively for it and get a big win.
All right, sounds good. Any others, Dan?
No, that does me, and I know Dream's got some other pack, so I'm curious to hear what he's got.
I got some other pack, and guys, there's a few other games on the radar just to keep our eyes on if we're moving forward. Florida State, first of all, at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is going up against Notre Dame. This is going to be a pretty good game, in my opinion. We're going to actually find out how dominant this Florida State team is today, especially in this road spot against Notre Dame. Florida 21-4 on the season. They've been looking good in the ACC, have knocked off some of the big dogs. They're another team that's getting good guard play out of Dwayne Bacon. I mean, this team, to me, has been very, very impressive. Dr. Dan, I believe, hit this team as well as myself on the Super Bowl. And now they come out and they're playing Notre Dame today. Interesting game. Not getting involved with it financially, but I want to see how Florida State responds on the road.
Yeah.
Want to move it over to go ahead, Dan.
I did a ton of homework on this game thinking I was going to take Florida State because I think, as you guys know by now, I kind of like to formulate a hypothesis with the eye test and then run the numbers. The only issue I'm having here is Florida State is a bad road team. You're talking about a team that lost by 22 at Georgia Tech, by 10 at Syracuse. And it's going to be a much rowdier atmosphere at Notre Dame. In 18-7, that team is. There might be 10 teams out of the ACC this year that make it. Notre Dame needs. They need this win. This game scares me for Florida State, and I almost lean down Notre Dame to win this game. Honestly,
I think that Florida State's size in the post is going to be an issue. I also think their depth on the bench as well is going to keep that lineup fresh. I don't know that Notre Dame, for a full game, I just don't, I know you play off of a lot, and that's the thing why you love home teams in college basketball. They play off of a lot of adrenaline in college basketball, so you're able to get extra time, in my opinion, out of, your starting, I would say your 7-man rotation. You're able to get some extra juice, and your 5 starters, with especially your guard play, will give you those extra few minutes that you need to get through these games. However, that being said, I just don't know if Florida State's length, height, and rotation will wear down the Notre Dame defensive
very right there.
Okay.
I don't disagree with that. That's definitely like Florida State's path to victory. I'm just saying, because of those bad losses on the road to teams that a 21-4 team, if you're talking about losses at North Carolina and at Duke, whatever, but at Georgia Tech and Syracuse just takes me off of them.
All right. Sounds good. One more game that I'm looking at. I haven't really broken it down yet, but, you did mention something that was pretty impressive with Georgia Tech, who rolled over Florida State. They're hosting Boston College today at home. That might be a pretty good spot, too, guys.
What is the line on that?
7.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, right? So we'll have to take a look at that.
All right, guys, I got a couple of more spots, a couple of games I want to talk about again, and then we can move into the NBA and a little bit of hockey. I'm sorry to kind of monopolize this,
no, it's all right.
Obviously, there's a big card on college basketball. I've been getting an opportunity to watch a little bit, probably more college basketball than you two have. So a couple of more spots we want to discuss. Iowa State today has got a big game, 6 o'clock. Oklahoma's coming in. Oklahoma, Buddy Hield's gone, and somewhere on the bench in the NBA and not being anything near what he thought it was going to be.
He just got a 10-day contract with the Mavericks and, blew up, though. No, I think they signed him to a deal. I think he had a really good game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Mavs just signed him to a long-term deal, if I'm correct there. I know he got a 10-day contract, and then I thought so, but, hey, I thought he was going to be better in the NBA.
All right.
Yeah, everybody thought he was going to be better in the NBA. I remember Charles Barkley last year saying how much money he was going to. NBA's not having that. No one. Very few guys. Allen Iverson and just a couple of other very few small guards are going to murder and flourish in the NBA before what gets on them. Anyway, back to this game. Oklahoma not good this season with the loss of Buddy Hield, as he was all their offense for the most part last season. 8-15 on the year, 2-9 in the Big 12 alone. This Iowa State game coming off of a big win against Kansas. I believe it was Kansas. Hold on, let me just check real quick because I don't want to give out bad information. Iowa State has the big win against Kansas. Now, I know they lose to Texas after they beat Kansas, but there's probably some celebration in there against Kansas. This Iowa State team has seen some huge talent, has already beat Oklahoma this season, 92-87. I like Iowa State to catch another win today against Oklahoma. You might want to look there. I think that they covered the spread. I like Iowa State as well today. It's a 6 o'clock start. Now, my last 2 college basketball games that are now part of the teaser that I want to talk about. First, we're going to go 8 to the Zizzer. Arizona, you guys know I've been talking about this Arizona team all season long. I really love this Arizona team. Really love their height. Talked about their big men. They've got a nice rotation of big men as well. They're just going to hit. They're going to barrage you with big men all game. Their size is definitely an issue. I think moving forward in the NCAA tournament, this team, you're going to have to watch out for this team. They could get snubbed, though, and snuck by that pesky, small team. I do see that capability because they are so big, but they've got a lot of dynamics and a lot of things that you really like in a team. So I like Arizona tonight. What do you got for points? You got 7?
Arizona, I'm trying to pull that up right now. If you just give me 1 second. Arizona is minus 7.5.
I did make a mistake. I was thinking about Yogi Ferrell.
Yeah, minus 7.5. Guys, I got to break away for 1 second. I'll let you guys finish up with this.
All right, so Arizona's minus 7.5. Now, Cal's been good this season, 18-6 on the year as far as they're concerned. In the pack, 9-3. They have shown up and they get good play. They've got a great forward. I believe his last name is Rab. He plays pretty good basketball, averaging about 15 points a game. But this Arizona team, I told you, I can't stress to you, they are big. They play well at home. They're kind of gelling at the right time. I think this is a good game for them. I expect them to show up in impressive fashion. They are going to be the other team in my teaser. So I got them. I'm putting them with 10 points, so I'm going to have them probably +3, which I think they win, no doubt, on the court. I just don't necessarily. Go ahead, Dan.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think, look, I had Arizona against Stanford the other day, and obviously, that spread didn't come to fruition because Arizona kind of played lackluster down the stretch, honestly. They were up 10 at one point, and then I don't think that happens today. I think that they waxed Cal. I think Cal is actually kind of overrated as a team. Like I said, I know they're 18-6. This Arizona team, though, has 2 or 3 legit NBA prospects.
No doubt.
I'm with you, Dream. I think they take this game over. I don't think it's really that close in the end. I'll take the 7 points.
All right, excellent. And then if you're putting them in your teaser, that's even better for Arizona. I'm going to talk about 2 more games. They're not part of the teaser, but there's 2 more spots. Oregon is bouncing back off of a loss to UCLA. They're coming in tonight, and they're playing a very tough USC game. This is a very interesting game for me because I kind of like USC. If you guys want a live dog, and I know you guys like dogs, and if you win throughout the day at 10:30 tonight, and I know it's tough to go against this Arizona team. They're 21-4 on the season, 10-2 in the Pac-12. But USC is no pushover. Very tough venue to play in. It's one of those games that we talked about. You don't really like to take road teams in certain situations. Oregon caught that loss. I know they're a little bit ornery about it, but this USC team could prove to be very pesty tonight, especially at home. You want a live dog, you're up for the day. I think you throw a little smidgen of money on USC. Take them on the money line because they're Oregon's -3. Forget the 3 points. I mean, if USC loses the game, they're going to lose by more than 3. So don't bother with 3. Just money line USC and go a little easy. Last but not least.
I'm with you there.
Okay.
I did homework on this game too. I think Oregon coming off that tough game. I like USC as well.
I like you. I think you do wonder. USC. The Oregon can run the floor, so I know Oregon can run the floor, and USC is a little bit on the. To me, they're not as fast as Oregon is, I should say. Transition defense may be a little bit lacking if Oregon can get out and run, but I think USC is going to look to stop that and shut that down. And if USC's getting their perimeter shots to drop, which I know they're capable of doing, they're able to get Mewtwo going down in the post. They should be able to have a lot of success against this Oregon team, and I think that they can pull out a win. I just am worried down the stretch if they get in a really tight game with Oregon. I don't want their team to crack. I don't want their team to bend, but I do like USC on the money line. I think you got a great shot at a live dog there. Last but not least, number 1 team in the country, Gonzaga. Pat might be interested in this.
Dream, they're playing Mount St. Mary's. We've been talking about this dream matchup for basically a month now.
We have been.
Number 1 versus number 20.
Gonzaga gets prepared to get ousted in the second round because they don't play any competition over.
Well, you know what? Hey,
I want to see
listen.
them go undefeated and then lose to the 16 seed.
They are only a 4-point favorite today. It's that nasty 4 points, and you know how these go sometimes on the road. Tough matchup for Gonzaga today.
St. Mary's 22-2 on the season, 12-1 in the WAC. or the WIC, if you want to call it that. I don't know what that conference is called. I call it the Booty U Conference.
Booty U.
Not good enough for the PAC conference.
No.
Not good enough for good one, Dan. It's an 8:15 start. This Gonzaga Bulldogs is the number 1 team in the country, gang. If you listen, if you go in there and lose to St. Mary's today, forget it.
It's not a bad loss, though. Dream.
It's a bad loss if you're
it's
the number
a
1 team
bad
in the
loss.
country.
Oh, my
And
God.
it's good. I mean, come on. This Gonzaga team is an absolute farce. This is a team that if they were in the PAC, they'd lose to Oregon, they'd lose to USC, they'd lose to UCLA. This is a team that if they were in the ACC, they would lose to Duke, they would lose to North Carolina. They are not the number. They are number 1 because they play in the Booty U Conference.
Okay.
They will lose to St. Mary's today.
They will lose. You going to take St. Mary's?
Because they're going to get in trouble.
All right.
think this line climbs. I think Gonzaga is going to get some heavy action from some people that are still flushing their accounts from the Super Bowl and looking to do something at 8 o'clock at night. And then, yeah, I'm gonna take the St. Mary's money line here because Gonzaga has not been tested all year.
Okay.
And St. Mary's will test them for sure.
Wow. Evil Genius plugging St. Mary's.
Evil Genius is on St. Mary. Listen, I'm not going nowhere near this game. I actually, unfortunately, think Gonzaga does win this game, and I don't think it's going to be that close. I have not seen a lot of St. Mary's. In fact, I haven't seen them at all, ever. maybe I got like a 5-minute look at them during a Sports Center highlight and didn't even realize it was them because I don't even know what their uniforms look like.
You can't tell me St. Mary's also doesn't have a huge chip on their shoulder. You got the number 1 team at 25-0 in Gonzaga, and you got a 22-2 St. Mary's team that all they do is wax their competition. This is a team, and I understand you play who you play. Do we forget they just walked into San Diego and won 71-27? You know, this isn't a team that's just like
that doesn't count because
like,
Phillip Rivers was at the game.
Phillip Rivers was playing center. Phillip Rivers was playing the guard. But I mean, you know, this is a team like San Francisco's not a bad team in that conference. They waxed them by 20. I just think Gonzaga. I don't know, man. I see these analysts because like. I watch pretty much a lot, you know, TV all day. I got it on the back row while I'm working, and I hear everybody lauding the Zags. I'm just not seeing it.
I'm with you on that. No, I agree with you on that 100%. I'm not. I don't like this. I don't love this Gonzaga team. I think they're way overrated. I don't think they're the number 1 team in the country. I see them somewhere like around. I don't know. I would probably go like 13. You know, a 13, maybe even 16, but. I do think that they're better than St. Mary's. I do think that they'll beat St. Mary's today. And I don't think that they're going to go down there. But like Terrence Mack said, a home team dog on prime time. I wouldn't call it prime time. 8:15 Saturday. I guess it's prime time if you live in California.
Yeah, there you go.
It's prime time.
And I guess the St. Mary's and Mount St. Mary's are 2 different teams.
Yes.
That's what, my man Benjamin Rose.
They can't get enough of Married out here.
Yeah, all right. You got any more college before we go into the NBA?
I'm all done with the college basketball game. Go easy, good luck, and be careful with that today.
All right. Well, you know what, Dream? I see a spot here.
Yes.
In the NBA.
I do too, and I know exactly where you're going.
Are you going with the 19-9 team at home?
Yep.
Hosting the Boston Celtics? The Utah Jazz guys are in first place.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
No?
No.
You're not taking the Utah Jazz?
No.
Why not?
I am not. I don't know enough about. I haven't seen. You've talked about this team. I haven't gotten to check them out. I know what they're doing statistically. I've been keeping my eye on them. I know about their winning record. I know they're 19-9 at home. I don't know enough to be. I thought you were going somewhere else.
Oh, you thought I was going with my boy?
I just want to bet with myself, Hat. I knew that you were going to go there.
You did?
Wow.
I knew that you were going there.
All right.
Because this 34-20 overall, and you're right. That home record is very impressive.
It's dope. And I think they bounce back today and get the win. I'm taking Utah today. That's where I'm
Taking
going.
Utah. All right, well, here we go. I got 2 NBA spots. First of all, the Denver Nuggets, who just got finished beating up on the New York Knicks and saw no defense, are coming into Cleveland tonight to bang up against LeBron James and company, who are coming off their loss to OKC and coming back home. Listen, I'm calling for a total annihilation tonight.
All right.
But Nuggets back-to-back. Nuggets stink. They're not a good team. They're 10-17 on the road. You know, Cleveland's at home, 22-5 in their house. Okay, got beat up by the Thunder, maybe a little bit banged up. Let's keep an eye on the Cavaliers starters, though, because they were supposed to sit the other night and didn't. I don't think they're going to be sitting tonight, but before you put this play in, I mean, wait and make sure everybody's starting, everybody's in the lineup. I mean, minus LeBron and Kyrie, I mean, I could deal with anybody else being out, but I like Cleveland to go in there.
7:32.
Yep.
Like, this game tips at 7:35. Put it in at 7:32.
Yeah, exactly. I think Cleveland absolutely murders the Nuggets. And if you need another spot in that 10-point tease that I gave you, Louisville, Arizona, and Utah, throw the Cavs in there and have the Cavs -2. But I think the Cavs are going to run wild all over the Nuggets.
You really think so, huh?
I do. Yeah.
Why do I see
Nuggets
him
wore themselves out and scoring all those points.
tie game at halftime?
No, that probably will be. But then after that, they go ham. What else you guys got in NBA?
Well,
Because I got one
there's a
other
big
spot.
game going on today. Obviously, got K Dizzle making his
There you
return to OKC
To murder them.
To murder.
Murder them.
I can't see OKC having any success whatsoever with one guy.
To
I'd
murder.
like to point out that
Listen.
Dream has called for more murders and annihilations.
I'm with
Yes.
Dr. Dizzle today. I see murder spots today. I see a lot of slow singing and flower bringing, gun toting, and showboating as the Golden State Warriors are about to bring it. I mean, this thing right here, it looks kind of personal when I've seen these 2 teams play.
Oh, it is personal.
Yep.
It is personal. I mean, I could see Russ going off for like 50, 15, and like 12. But I think Golden State, you know, KD is like in that locker room, like, hey, you know why I came here, right? You know why I'm here. You owe me this, and I'm with you. I think Oklahoma City is about to get embarrassed on their home court.
The other interesting storyline in this game for me is going to be Steph Curry, okay? Because we know that Russell Westbrook, second-team All-Star on the All-Star. Steph Curry probably trying to defend and defend that he's the starter and should be the starter in his mind, even though the rest of us don't think so. But I think you will see the Warriors gather around KD and provide the ample support, along with Steph Curry having a very, very good game to kind of say, hey, I'm still dope. I know last year he was not dope, but maybe because Kevin Durant is part of this lineup, maybe they're going to defensively line up differently in this particular matchup than they did in the playoffs last year. I expect to see a pretty stellar, solid game out of Steph Curry as well in this game. I like the Warriors to win this game. I think the Warriors, I really want to send OKC a message. You do have Russell Westbrook. You don't have, who's it, Cantor's out hat?
Yes.
That's your boy with the mustache?
Yeah. Roaring
Cantor's
Twins.
out. I like Golden State to win this game. I think Golden State's going to kind of go ham. Draymond Green has been involved and been vocal with Kevin Durant as well to try to get him kick-started. Dude, I think it's going to be ugly.
You know, I've noticed here with the Golden State Warriors, believe it or not, with the addition of Kevin Durant, is that the totals have been so inflated that a lot of them have been coming under, guys. I don't know if you realize this, but, you know, I mean, I've seen situations where they've had 8 unders in a row. This is the Golden State Warriors this year. This total is 228.5. That's a lot of points, no?
No.
No, you don't think so?
Not for these two.
Really?
Nope.
That seems like an awful lot.
Nope.
It seems like an awful lot.
It's an awful lot. Well, then guess what? The Nuggets Cavs is 229, so I'd be more inclined to take the under on that than Golden State Thunder.
All right.
I don't think you're wrong there either. 220.
No, because if this game does have the possibility you could get overtime at this game, you could get these two teams running up and down.
No.
No, I would never get involved. with a over-under, with a total going under with the Golden State Warriors, period. Just with their ability, circus shot making, 3 points at a plethora, Russell Westbrook pushing this tempo. Can't go with the under in this particular matchup.
No, you know what? I think looking at what the Warriors have done lately, if you look at like the last 10 games, you might be on to something.
Yeah.
There
was a situation where they had 8 unders in a row this year.
Yeah, I know, but I'm looking. If you look lately, I mean, they've only been held. I mean, the games have only been under like 130 points. Like, I think 3 out of 10 times.
And I'm
lately, yeah, I don't know. I think you just stay away from it. I think that's what the message here is.
I'm seeing 229 on one book. Something to take a look at, guys. All right, so do you guys have anything else? Great show today.
I got one other spot.
What do you got?
Hockey,
go for it.
Let's go over there to hockey. Let's go over to the ice gang. I'm going to pull it up as I move over here. Hold on. Give me 1 second, and then I'll wrap up. First of all, last night we did have Minnesota beat Tampa Bay. Chicago Blackhawks beat Winnipeg. Keep an eye on that. Guys, we are taking a break with the San Jose Sharks. Hold on. Darn it. I went somewhere else. Hang on 1 second.
Are we still playing every single Penguins over?
What'd you just say?
I said, are we still playing every single Penguins over?
We're not, but we are taking the
every
Penguins
day.
tonight. I do love the Penguins over the Coyotes. I mean, it's a beat down spot. Okay, you got a great team a good team in the Penguins, solid 34-13 on the season, going against Coyotes 17-28. I do like the Penguins tonight. I like the Penguins to beat the Coyotes. That's my spot in hockey. Please be careful. Don't take the Sharks today against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Sharks are on a little bit of a losing streak. Even though I think they probably do win today against the Flyers, but I'm not going to go there yet. Probably going to wait for the Sharks to get home, and then I'll be more interested in them when they get home. They just lost to the Bruins. I don't like this. I be careful with San Jose. I hear ya. I know if anybody knows the Flyers situation, they are abysmal right now as well, and this Shark team needs to win in the worst way. But I told you that at some point in this season, the Sharks would slide. This is the point. Oh, one other spot, guys. Rangers Avalanche. I do like the Rangers at home tonight.
I was just going to ask you on that. Yep.
All right.
That's it, man. I got a lot of stuff going on in that. Gave you a lot of spots, a lot of ways to zig and zag. I hope they're all right, obviously, but his hat will let you know.
How do you feel about the puck line, that Rangers game?
I don't get down with it, but I don't mind it. I think, once again, total annihilation. The Rangers should kill the Avs. I'm looking at
they're a brutal road team.
Yeah, Avs are brutal. Avs are brutal in general. Matter of fact, even though I talk about how the Devils stink, the Avalanche are actually worse than the Devils.
All right.
15-34-2.
Boom.
Ugh.
Wow. Crazy. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for us on this Saturday. And just looking forward to a big day of sports. So what do we got to do to close out of here, Dream?
Hey, I want to thank everybody that's got down this morning and retweeted the show. Today was a great show as far as I'm concerned. I mean, we talked about everything under the sun, which I absolutely love. I love when Dr. Dan's on the weekend. It gives us, first of all, it gives me another proponent against the Donald Trump that actually knows something about what he's talking about in politics, not just watching 10 minutes of an interview and knowing that he said he'll do something for small businesses.
You just watch too much
and
fake
jumping on the
news.
bandwagon.
Stop watching fake news, Dream. It's clouded your judgment.
I graduated with a degree in political science. So.
Thank God. Thank God we got somebody out here that knows something real about politics, not just hat. Just the guy said, hey, the guy says he's going to help out small businesses. I'm like, yeah, hat, but he's going to blow up the world.
Ain't no small business if we're living in ashes.
Anyway, I want to thank Joseph Del Rosario, AB Link, USA Sports 24, Shy Picks is in the house, Vegas Jack, JDH 24, Terrence Mack, Benjamin Rowe, C-Rod Rodriguez Jr., Tip Talker. We also got my man Scott Weaver Weave out there, Jim Rome is a douche, KMVU, Direct Sports Solution, Mr. Charlie, good morning to you, Fast Eddie for the absolute phenomenal pictures and photos that he sent throughout the show to keep us all focused on some of the finer things in life. LA WizKid is in the house. Vegas Girl 92661 JC. Gang, I'm the Dream. Always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
Dan, what do you got to do to close out of here, brother?
Yeah, so another great weekend. Love being on with you guys. It's going to be a light stretch till we got the MLB coming up. I can't wait. We got pitchers and catchers, I think, for most teams tomorrow. So that's exciting. We're going to start breaking that down. But right now, what I'm going to go with today is I'm going to go Villanova -4 buying the hook, VCU -7 buying the hook. And I'm still, making decisions on how I'm going to pair everything up for those late night hoop games. I wish everybody the best of luck today. Let's get it.
All right. Sounds good, guys. I'm looking at a couple of spots here as far as basketball is concerned. Obviously, Monmouth started out a parlay. I'm looking at the Utah Jazz, the Florida Gators, the Maryland Terps, and possibly Georgia Tech. I'm also taking a look at the Cleveland Cavaliers and Yale. Maybe I'll add the whole package together and have it pay crazy today. But, guys, we love you to death. Go out there. Go easy today. It's going to be very, very easy to get in trouble on a college basketball Saturday. So just don't
and remember, Valentine's Day is out there. So
Valentine's Day weekend. Yes.
Pat is involved in the Valentine's Day weekend. Got reservations tonight.
Yes, sir.
So show will probably be late tomorrow, gang.
All right, Dream. Guys, have a good day. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.